Hi, this is Debbie with the Food Prepping channel, and tonight I'm going to prep what I'm going to fix for dinner tomorrow night, and I'm just going to start it off. I've got two huge top round steaks, and I'm going to make fajitas with them. And before I use this to cut up the steaks, I'm going to cut up these limes here on this board. And I'm just going to set them to the side because I'm going to make a marinade for these steaks for the fajitas tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon whenever I fix them. Alright, and now I've got these steaks, and this is a family pack, but it's always good to have more steak or whatever that you need, because you can make fajitas for days if you want to. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix the marinade for these. And I'm going to cut these in half for right now. Each of them. And, alright, there's that. And then I'm going to make the marinade for them. Alright, the first thing that I've got is I've got a pack of just Old El Paso taco seasoning mix, and then I've got like a half a cup of water here. I hope you can see this so you can see. Alright, I've got a half a cup of water, and I'm going to, if I can get this open, easy. I'm going to put that seasoning mix in this water. And then I've got some, this is Worcestershire sauce. I got a big, huge gallon of it. So I've got it in a salad bottle so I can use smaller parts. And I'm just going to put, you can see about, I put about a half of a cup of Worcestershire in here in this taco seasoning mix. And then I'm going to put my limes in my lemon squeezer. I did have the, maybe I got them upside down, don't I? Yep. I did have a lime one, and I can't find it. When I moved, I somehow lost a lot of things. Alright, so I'm putting the lime juice in here. And these are two small limes. Not very much juice in them at all, but they'll work. Alright, and then I'm going to, let me see, I need to get my cumin. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of cumin. I know it's already in the taco seasoning mix, but I'm going to put a little bit more in here. So I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of cumin mix in this. And then I'm going to put a half a teaspoon. Gosh, I gotta go get some of some coarse ground black pepper. I'm almost out. A half a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to put a whole teaspoon of kosher salt in here. Because this will be, I mean, I know there's probably plenty of salt, but you need to salt your meat. You need to always salt your meat. Alright, and what I'm going to do with this is I've got a jacquard, and I know I've showed y'all this before, but this is a jacquard meat tenderizer. And because these top rounds are pretty tough and it needs something, I'm going to go on and you take your meat tenderizer and you just push down on this with that, and that cuts those tendons and will make this a lot more tender after I marinate them all night. And I'm going to go on and do this to all 4 of these steaks, and I'll bring you back when I'm finished. Okay, I'm back. Alright, I have tenderized each of these steaks, and I have my little bowls here. These are those Glad bowls, and I have a ton of these because I use these for everything. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put all 4 of these in here and hope they'll fit. Because when I beat them with the tenderizer, they each kind of flattened out more. So I'm going to pour like 1/4 of a cup of this on here, on this one, and turn it over. Get it on the bottom, good. And then I'm going to put another steak in here. Put some of the marinade on it. I need to push this one down. I want marinade to be on each of them. So I'm going to turn this one over. Alright. Put another one in. Pour half of what's left on them. Make a mess as usual. If I cooked and didn't make a mess, I don't know what I'd do. Alright, make sure the other side has got, yeah, it does. It's up now. And then I'm going to put the last one in here and pour all of this this marinade on here. Make sure it's on the bottom of these good. And now what I'll do is I'll put these in the refrigerator. I'll put the top on them and seal them. And see, then I can shake them and I can turn them upside down and make sure that they're all coated. And what I'll do is ever so often I'll go in and I'll turn them upside down, and then I'll go back and I'll turn them this way and make sure that they stay in that marinade until I get ready to fix them tomorrow afternoon. So I'll bring you back at that point. Okay, y'all, I'm back. It's the next night. My steaks have been marinating all night and all day. They're probably over marinated. And what I'm going to do now is I've got a half of a red bell pepper, a half of an orange bell pepper, a half of a green bell pepper, wow, and a small onion sliced up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some taco seasoning. This is just Ortego taco seasoning on these. Ever how much you want to put on them. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just going to do it because I like the taste of taco seasoning. And then I'm going to spread some canola oil over them, over these veggies. And then I'm going to sprinkle some salt. Not very much because the taco seasoning probably has salt in it. I don't know. I haven't even looked. And then pepper. And you don't have to use pepper if you don't want to. And then I'm going to take my tongs and I'm just going to spread these around. Get them all coated in the oil. And then I'm going to put them in my NuWave Oven Pro Plus, the newest one. And this has a 3-inch tray on it. And I'm going to put these on this 10-inch pan on this tray, whatever you want. I can't even think now what it is. And I'm going to set my NuWave for 10 minutes. And I'm going to check them throughout that time. Because I don't want them to be crispy. I do kind of like them to be soft. And when I put my steaks on here, I'm going to cover these up and put these on the bottom. And while the steaks are cooking up here. So they'll cook even more. But right now, I'm just going to put them in here on the top. And then set it for 10 minutes and I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, now I've let these vegetables cook for 15 minutes. I checked them after 10 minutes and they were still pretty crispy. And like I said, I really don't want them crispy. And since this is a vegetable that's going to put off steam in this, it's very important that when you lift your lid, that you lift it away from you. See the steam come out? If I had lifted it towards me, that steam would have all come out on me. But I didn't do that. I lifted it away from me. Alright, now. So, let me see. I know you can't see these. Let me show you. It's really hot. Alright, here's my onions and peppers. And I've just been stirring them. Like every 5 minutes I stirred them. So, what I'm going to do now is this is the last time I'll use this on the vegetables. Because I'm going to use it on the steaks next. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this 10-inch pan up with aluminum foil. And I want it to be so it's covering them good because I don't want the juices from the steak while it's cooking going into this pan. And so I'm going to cover these up good. And I'm going to take this shelf off. Sit it right here for a second. Sit this pan down in here. Oops. And then carefully place the shelf back on. Oh, gosh, it's hot. Alright, and now what I'm going to try to do, let me make sure you can see this, yes. Alright, so my vegetables are down here. My steaks have been sitting out for about 15 minutes. That's not very long, but so I'm going to try to get all of these on here. I don't really think that I'm going to be able to get but 3 on here, but maybe if I squish them around that I can get all 4 on. Nah, no way. So I'm going to have to cook these, I think, in, wait a minute now, I might be able to, let's see, might be able to get them on here. If I really squish, I can get them on here, kinda, sorta. Alright, I'm gonna work on getting these on here and I'll bring you back. Okay, I did. I got all 4 of them on here. They're really squished on there, but they're not on top of each other. So what I'm going to do now is put the lid on. And I'm going to, these are pretty thick. So I'm going to go cook time 10, start. And remember, the vegetables are down here. They're getting heat too. But I'm going to do 10 minutes aside on these. Just to make sure that they're good and done. I'll check them after 8 minutes, but I think it's probably going to take 10 minutes with all 4 of them crowded on here like this. So I'll bring you back when I get ready to turn them over. Okay, these have finished their 10 minutes. And remember, this is a moist item, so I'm going to lift the lid away from me and watch the steam come out. I always lift the lid away from me. Alright, now these have been cooking on this side for 10 minutes. And so I've got to fit them back on here again. And all those drippings are dripping down on the vegetable pan. But that's okay, because I'll get them off when these cook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these another 10 minutes on here, and then I'm just going to let them rest in here, and then I'm going to get them out, and I'm going to put 2 of these steaks in the refrigerator for tomorrow, and I'm going to fix 2 tonight, and I'm going to cut them up and show you what to do with this tough steak. But like I said, I'm going to cook this for 10 more minutes, then let it sit in here and rest for about 15 minutes with all that steam and stuff in there, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, the steaks have already cooked and sat for like 10 minutes, and I'm gonna put 2 on this aluminum foil for tomorrow, and I'm just gonna close them up. Now, I'm not going to put them in the refrigerator right now. I'm going to let them cool off a little bit, but I'm just putting them in aluminum foil. Alright, and the other two are going to go on this platter. And I'm going to cover them up with aluminum foil while I cook my tortilla shells. And I'm just going to put them in there for about 7 minutes. And then I'll bring you back and we'll make some fajitas. Okay, I'm back. Alright, now I want you to see that the grain of this steak is going this way. And that one is too. So what I've got to do is I'm going to cut sideways. I need to get this one up some. On an angle across the grain. Because that's going to cut those fibers and make it more tender. And I'm just, it's hard to do with this knife and not use my cutting board. And my cat's going crazy. She hates it down here. She wants to go upstairs and stay with my daughter. It's something about this carpet. I was in my other house and now it's in this, and it's like an indoor-outdoor carpet, and my cat hates it. He just hates it. Alright, so anyway, I'm cutting this against the grain, and I'm going to get all this steak cut up, and then I'll bring you back and fix a fajita. Okay, here's my messy table. My steak is cut up. I've got a tortilla shell on my plate. It was easier for me to cut the steak on my plate than it was on the platter. I'm telling you, round steak is really a tough steak. That's why I guess it's good for things like fajitas. Alright, 7 minutes. I don't want that much. Alright, so I've got steak right there, and my peppers and onions are so soft, and that's just how I like them. This is going to be so good. And my kids and I like sour cream on theirs. I don't. I like picante sauce. So I'm going to put some of that on mine. It's going to be hard to roll up. Alright, there it is, and it's going to... Alright, I'm going to take that bite right there. Look at that bite. Doesn't that look good? That is so good. Those vegetables have just a little bit of the taco seasoning on them. The steak, this is really good. You've got to try this. Marinating those steaks. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I was reading about marinating last night, and they said that one of the things that always helps a marinade is putting oil in it. So I went in and added some canola oil, about a tablespoon and a half of canola oil in with my marinade. Shook it all around, got it all over the steaks and stuff. And so they marinated, like I said, all day today. And round steak is a tough steak. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. But if you cut it against the grain and sideways like that, It's a lot better that way. And this is delicious. So if you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to be a part of my Facebook group, you can go to www.facebook.com/foodprepping, one word, FoodPrepping. And I hope you have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.